and broke the torque on the power bolt.
Very good news, Tom. Mass bolts are next.
All right, I'm going to go around the forward edge and stay away from the antennas and give me a minute to get there.
Now in a foot restraint on the end of the shuttle's robotic arm under command of Marcia Ivins up on the flight deck. She's alongside her is Mark Polanski, serving as the in-cabin choreographer for today's spacewalk.
Roger. And
Bob, it's a pleasure to be working out here with you.
ditto, buddy.
Okay, here's the second bolt.
Just so you know, Tom, your helmet's got about probably 6 inches of clearance from the high gain.
Not going any further.
Good. And you are well clear of lab and node, Marcia.
4.
Thanks. And you can give me body position, TCH, if you want.
Okay, cool. I actually feel more comfortable with orbiter, but
That's fine.
if I get disoriented, I'll switch and I'll tell you I'm switching. I'm pulling it up away from you.
You're way clear of the structure. That looks great.
Okay, Marcia, in the streamline position.
And the high gain is about a foot from the sidewall, so watch out. 2 feet now, nice and clear.
And Marcia, you can take me up to the install position.
Okay? I'm going to extract you and take you around the world here.
That sounds great.
Okay, BMLC at the top.
Okay, see you in a little while.
You see the high gain end?
Yep, I see it.
All right, good.
And you like that better?
I do.
That looks fine.
Okay.
Can you hold there for a little bit?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right, great.
That will be installed on the Z1 truss, and Marcia Ivins now will maneuver him up to the work site. He's the astronaut in the foot restraint there on the end of the robotic arm, and Tom Jones, the free-floating astronaut, will translate or climb up the side of the space station and meet him at that work site up on the Z1 truss, where this antenna will be stowed and used only if it becomes necessary, as it will serve as a backup spare S-band antenna.
Tether to, and then remove that cap.
Okay, hold on.
I'm hooking up J4, P4, verified, no 5, good connector integrity. And the bail through very nicely.
Copy that. In Houston, you should have beamer cam.
We've got it, thanks.
Switching camera views from the helmet of Tom Jones to the helmet cameras on Bob Kerbeam's spacesuit.
30 degrees, perfect. Sun's coming up.
And this simply to inspect some quick disconnects. These are the ammonia lines, one of which leaked the other day, and the ground determined that they would like for him to basically photo document the inside of that quick disconnect, or QD as it's referenced on air to ground.
Thank you, Tom.
And that bail is thrown. I'll clean up the TA clamps next.
Thank you, Tom.
Outstanding. You guys are just awesome.
Okay, if you just give me a second, I'm going to try to give you a helmet cam shot right up the tube. You can switch to my rightmost camera.
I do, and I think it's going to need to come a little bit to your left.
I can't come any further left, sorry. The fluid lines are there, and they're on my helmet right now.
Okay, and you
Wait a
can't...
minute, let me try moving the camera over to the left a little bit. How's that?
The right camera moving to the left?
Nope, it won't move over to the left anymore.
Well, you're almost there. If you
How's
just
that?
come down, if you come down with it just a tad.
How's that?
No, just out of view to the left of the screen. I had it for a second.
Better?
Part of it. Let me get the left camera, and that'll be good enough. Okay, I've got a pretty good view of the left camera, kind of angled on. If you were to come to the right, I could get more of a dead on.
Yeah, just as far to the right I can go.
Okay, that's fine.
Let me take a look in. Yeah, I mean, I can't see any obstructions, anything like that with the angle that I have.
Yeah, there's no way to look at it flush on from up top.
No, because all the fluid lines hump over, as you know, and can't really get a straight view. They're all...
Bob Kerbeam's completed the inspection of those fluid line quick disconnects, and he's finished with that task. And Tom Jones, the free-floating astronaut, now completing the release of the latches on the radiator. And the next step will be, once those are complete, is for Commander Ken Cockrell inside to command the release and the deployment of that radiator. It will be identical to the one seen off to the bottom right of the picture, only this one is the starboard radiator. The one that you see deployed already is the port radiator.
Come out a little bit.
Okay.
If I can reach it.
Tom, big picture for you is after the tether swap and stowing the node tether, we'll get that imagery of node 1 with 5.
Along the node, and it's pitched out about 30 degrees from the vertical or from the parallel to the node surface.
Copy that. And Houston, you might not have gotten all of the downlink because I had Beamer up there, but we've got really good video capture to document that work site.
Right now, we had actually 4 crew members in view, 2 through the window in the overhead on the port side, and 2 EVA guys.
Excellent.
Mario Runco just reported a unique view from the elbow camera on the shuttle's robotic arm as Marcia Ivins continues to move it down toward the payload bay. The empty payload bay with the Destiny laboratory in the upper portion of the view, and Tom Jones over on the left side with preparing to head out down the length of the Destiny laboratory toward the pressurized mating adapter that was the docking port moved to the other end of the laboratory. There's a couple of minor cleanup activities associated with the umbilicals on that docking port. Basically, it's a task for Tom Jones to take a look at the primary and the redundant umbilicals.
We got here. SCU beam, and you're at the.
And basically to look at those umbilicals and make sure that they are tied back properly to make sure they're not blocking any of the black circular targets that you see, the black dots that are sprinkled around the outside of the module. Those are actually very strategically placed targets for the space vision system, which assists astronauts with moving large objects around when there's no clear line of sight, since those targets are basically obtained through a laptop computer display, which actually provides data to the person operating the shuttle's robotic arm to help precisely align different pieces of equipment before attaching them to one another.
And reinstall it.
Okay, and work.
And again, this is the value of this close-up camera for the flight control team here on the ground, both on the station side of the house and here on the shuttle side back at the EVA console. Very easy and quick for the team to follow along with Tom Jones on that, as he showed the
Okay, why don't you come forward?
the problem with that locking piece. And he's now reinstalled that
We'll be able to come straight down.
that umbilical end, now locking the piece all the way down to secure it.
That looks good. Now bring it straight down to me.
Coming down.
Thank you.
All right, Roman, I have gotten this thing down so that the bail is touching almost the connector. The second rivet from the wire end is over center on the slot towards the bail. Past the center line of the slot.
I see that, Tom, and it looked really good.
It's symmetric on both sides.
Fantastic.
I think we're complete.
Houston, we got some good video. You saw that. We think we've got a good connection on 613 now.
We concur.
Doesn't want to.
Well, I think Tom and Beamer have done just an outstanding job in these three EVAs getting the lab together. And I want to turn it over to Tom for some closing words before we finish this last EVA.
Good, Tom.
Yeah, Roman, how do you...
Loud and clear, Tom.
Okay, Houston, Atlantis, we've had 3 enjoyable and productive EVAs out here. Yesterday, inside the cabin, the crew was talking about this all started EVA-wise with 74 and Ed White back in 1965. A scant 7 years later, or actually only 4 years later, we had spacewalkers on the surface of the moon, on that desolate world. 12 people did spacewalks. Then over the next 36 years or so, we've had more Skylab and shuttle experience on EVAs. And finally, in Sts-98, we've carried out the 100th spacewalk by Americans.
Yeah, Tom, this achievement, this golden anniversary, so to speak, is a tribute to all the people who've done spacewalks, all the people who've designed the Gemini, Apollo, Skylab, and now shuttle suits. And we salute all of you and appreciate your hard work. And thank you so much for all the people that designed those suits, who trained us to do EVAs, and all the people that will do the same in the future.
And here we are now on a mission where the 100th EVA took place, and we're constructing, using EVA techniques, an international space station. And we're really proud to be a part of that construction effort. And we think in the years to come, in the very near future, we'll see not only the construction of the space station completed, but spacewalkers will take their place not only in low Earth orbit, but back on the moon and back on the asteroids and perhaps even to Mars. And we look forward to that day, and we're ready for the next century of EVA. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Great words, Tom and Beamer.
Great words, Atlantis. We look forward to 100 more.
Hope we can be a part of that.
And with that, I will request that you both take care of your securing Velcro on the slide wire covers and tether lines through the Velcro straps.
We'll do that. Roger.
I got the most room over here to my left, right?
That's correct. Your left is where you should come up.
What a difference a little experience and advice make.
Perfect.
Okay, we think it's stuck there. Quite. There we go. The hatch is closed and locked, Houston.